Joining us from the Cancer Council of Victoria, please welcome Heather Walker.
Hi, it's great to be here.
Heather, why are Australian skin cancer rates some of the highest in the world?
So in Australia, we have the pretty bad combination of very fair skin population with very high UV. So that's due to the fact that we're pretty close to the equator in Australia. And so those high UV levels mean we really need to be careful with our skin.
But that Sunsmart message has been around for a long time. Are the rates going down of cancer?
Yeah, so we've got some really good news in the under 40 age group particularly, and that seems to be thanks to programs like Sunsmart that have been around since the 80s. So we have this Sunsmart generation for whom melanoma rates are going down. In the older age groups, we've still got some work to do in terms of the fact that we need early detection on the agenda for those age groups, and we also just need to keep the Sunsmart message going because we've got future generations coming through, and it's kind of like brushing your teeth. You don't tell your kids to do it once and expect them to do it every day for the rest of their lives. You know, this is something, as long as the sun's shining in the sky, we need to be vigilant.
And what are some of the most common types of skin cancer? Because, I mean, seeing in that story, Damien didn't even go out in the sun.
So we've got basal and squamous cell carcinomas. They're the common cancers, and there are more than 1 million treatments for those types of cancer in Australia every year. Then we've got melanoma, and that's less common but more deadly. So we've got to be mindful of the fact that there are different types of cancer and they can look different on the skin, and it's really important. Anything looks unusual, go to the doctor, get it checked straight away.
Out.
Look, Instagram is loaded with really tanned people, and although fake tan is becoming more popular, are we a bit of a culture where we want to look bronzed, and is that changing?
I think there's a bit of that. There's definitely the stereotype of the bronzed Aussie, and I think that is a problem in a way. You know, we need to move away from that, and if you really need a tan, then fake it. That's absolutely the best way to go.
Just like I did.
Best tan comes in a bottle.
Like
It
I
absolutely does, because you're not putting yourself at risk of skin cancer that way, you know. From the Cancer Council's perspective, we'd prefer that everyone embrace their natural skin tone, love your skin as it is, but if you have to have a tan, fake it.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree. Let's just like the skin we were born in, and, you know, I'm pale. Live with it. But would you say, because we hear a lot around vitamin D, and that perhaps we're going too far towards protection from the sun, therefore we're vitamin D deficient, how do we get that balance right?
So that's a really good question, and vitamin D is really important for bone health in particular, but actually it's a bit of a red herring when it comes to sun protection, because in summer the UV levels are so high that it's not something that most Aussies need to worry about.
Right.
There are certain groups, so those who have the darkest skin types, if you cover your skin for cultural or religious reasons, then you might be more at risk, and in which case we'd say chat to your doctor about supplements instead of overexposing your skin, because the UV levels here are so extreme that everyone needs to be careful.
Well, you've got a Sunsmart app. Can you tell us how that works?
Sure. So the Sunsmart app is a free-to-download app that the Cancer Council's developed to help people know when to use sun protection. So one of the big myths is around heat, not UV. People think it's heat that's causing the damage that leads to skin cancer, and it's actually UV radiation from the sun, which you can't see or feel. And so the app just tells you when the UV's high, and so we say whenever it's 3 or above, that's when you should be using sun protection, and also tells you the sun protection times for your location. And in the capital cities as well, there's live UV, so you can actually see what it's doing right now in your location.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Exactly. So that helps you just to know when to use your sun protection.
Heather, thanks for the update and the Sunsmart messages, especially as we head into summer.